It being 12 o'clock by my clock, we can go to citizens communication. The first speaker in citizens communication is Susana Almanza, who will be talking to us about Hispanic Latino quality of life.
Good afternoon, City Council members. I'm Susana Almanza with Poder. A resident living on single-family zone land decides to start painting cars on its property, and the smell and odor of paint travels through the neighborhoods, and neighbors complain. The city code enforcers shut down the car painting process. Painting cars is a commercial use and not allowed in single-family zoning. Hosbar Farms, located in a residential community, starts to slaughter chickens and wholesale them and compost their body parts on site. The odor and smell travels through the neighborhoods, and neighbors complain. The city code enforcers shut down the process of slaughtering chickens and their wholesale. The farm continues to operate. The present urban farm ordinance is currently being revised. Our question is, would the slaughtering of chickens and composting of body parts be allowed to take place in Terrytown or Pemberton neighborhoods? Would Terrytown or Pemberton neighbors allow single-family land to be bought and transformed to urban farms next door to their residents? Of course, the answer is no. I'm assure you that attorneys would intervene to protect our single-family use. But in poor and working-class communities of color, we are to accept the slaughtering of chickens and composting body parts on site. We are to accept the use of urban farms for numerous uses besides growing vegetables and fruits. We are to accept that urban farms can make additional monies by renting their facilities for weddings, parties, book signing, etc., and all of this without required parking and zoning requirements. The rules are different for the poor and working class communities of color in East Austin. Again, this is discrimination, and many say racism. Single-family zone land should remain for single-family use. East Austin needs to retain its affordable housing. Yes, single-family zone land in East Austin is affordable. That is why zip code 78702 in East Austin, Texas was declared in 2012 the second most gentrified zip code in the entire United States. The urban farm ordinance and the current proposed revised recommendation of the ordinance are discriminatory. The most impacted community, the Gold Valley Johnson Terrace Neighborhood Plan area's recommendations have been ignored. The Gold Valley Johnson Combined Neighborhood Plan was adopted in March 2003. The majority of people involved in developing this plan were people of color. Our adopted neighborhood plan is being ignored. The rules for the poor and the working class communities of color in East Austin are different. Again, this is discrimination, and many say racism. The current proposed revised ordinance would create a blanket zoning of CSMU, commercial services mixed use. We recommend that outside entities from various departments of the University of Texas and our other universities come together with communities and farmers to develop an urban farm ordinance that doesn't discriminate. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Almanza. Next speaker is Daniel Llanes, speaking on growth and gentrification in East Austin.
Thank you, council members. My name is Daniel Llanes. I'm the chair of the Gold Valley Johnson Terrace Neighborhood Contact Team. First and foremost, we're here about gentrification. This was a zoning case, and it has become a gentrification issue. This is not about urban farms. We appreciate and value the farms in our neighborhood. Our concern is about one property owner who happens to be an urban farmer and was engaged in the commercial slaughtering of animals and the composting of body parts in a residential downtown neighborhood on single-family zoning. Because of the proposed urban farm language rewrite, we oppose any further siting of future farms on single-family zoned land. Additionally, applications for urban farms must go through the neighborhood plan amendment process where applicable. In this first slide, you can see at two separate meetings we attended with the subcommittee of the Sustainable Food Policy Board, city staff displayed a map showing the urban farms and that there were some farms located in West Austin. We stated that urban farms are only in East Austin, so we submitted an open records request on the locations, zoning permits of those alleged farms in West Austin. On June 27th, we received a list of 6 farms. We questioned the criteria of 2 of those farms, and they were removed from the list. On July 5th, we received another list with 4 farms allegedly in West Austin. We visited all of those sites. We found that there were no urban farms in West Austin. Unity Farm was not within the city limits of Austin. The other list was Back to the Garden at 1900 Schofield on single-family zoning. That did not exist. 1900 Schofield is a residence. It is in a residential neighborhood called Schofield Farms. Bella Verde Farms at 5820 West Highway 290 is actually a Montessori school. Bella Verde Farms is in Dripping Springs, Texas. Yummy Farms, located at 6909 Chinook, is a residence is a single-family residence. There it is. They had no idea that they were listed as an urban farm. Not one of these sites was an urban farms list. So you have to question city staff and their use of information here. As you all can see, all of the urban farms are located in our neighborhood. We have been trying to work with them to remedy this issue. But I hope that you can understand and see why it is that the Urban Farm Ordinance rewrite in its current form is discriminatory. An ordinance that has the potential to adversely affect affordable housing for the poor and working class communities of color in East Austin. So, City Council members, we ask you to ensure that no commercial slaughtering of animals or composting of body parts in residential areas be permitted. We ask you that no siting of future farms be located on single-family zoning. And we ask that applications for urban farms designation go through the planning process where applicable. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Llanes.